My name is Thea, and I talk about anything. Today's anything is nostalgia. But first, what is nostalgia? Google says it's a sentimental longing or wishful affection for a period in the past. Anytime you think or remember a moment in the past fondly, that's nostalgia. While nostalgia isn't necessarily a bad thing, dwelling too much in the past can make living in the present harder. Being able to reflect and reminisce is great, but it's also healthy to make new memories to reminisce. Nostalgia also comes with a rose-colored glasses effect. If you think back to a time when you were younger, you're more likely to only remember the fun and joy you felt instead of the negative emotions that were also felt. I'm also guilty of rewatching older videos on the channel, and if given the choice to go back and redo it, I would decline. Why? Because I couldn't have done it better. While it'd be good to be younger, I'd rather make new memories. Let's say, hypothetically, you were given a button to go back in time to any memory you had. Sure, you'd use it a bunch when you first got it, but eventually you'd get bored and realize you'd have to move on. In my closet is a plastic bag that contains a bunch of trinkets from when I was younger. Every time I see that bag, I get nostalgic and remember. You may be thinking, Thea, surely you have more than a small plastic bag of items from when you were a kid. And in response, I want to show you my iPad mini. Plus, when we moved, it was all put into the box, and I had a plush toy face. And I played a lot of Fortnite, so that's probably why. Thea, are you sure this is a video on nostalgia and not just a cheap segue into talking about things from your childhood? Well, what's in the bag, I hear you say? One trash pack. Remember these? Trash pack were collectibles made by Moose Toys. All I have to show that I ever collected them is one, and it's like a space gun from the season 2. I also once collected like a rare tin can. It came with one of those like pogs that said 1 out of something, but I lost it. Moose stopped making trashies, but they do make... Okay, they basically still make them, but under the MrBeast brand. And yes, I have bought them, but only season 1, and only because it was nostalgic. Alright, next in the bag, we have 3 Tism Tisms. And if you've never heard of those, and you may be thinking that I'm saying a slur, but no. These were little beanbag stackable toys with Disney IP on them. I may have used these as bath toys when I was younger, which is why I can never open the bag, ever. The mold growth would be horrible. I probably created a super advanced mold colony. I swear, every time I went to the store, these things would be marketed heavily, like they'd have their own display on the front of that toy aisle. While we're on the subject of soft toys, and because I mentioned stuffed toys earlier, I'm going to tell you about the time I got stuck in a claw machine. When I was super young, and I was super young when this happened, like 6 or 8, and the claw machine had plushies of FNAF characters, and I thought my hands were small enough. Surely I can just go in and grab and pull one out, right? So after I put my arm wouldn't go in, for some reason I thought I decided to jam my foot into the flap. I was stuck for a good 2 minutes. It was like the alligator death roll thing. Thank God I was alone, because if any other kids saw this, I would have been bullied. Eventually I did get my foot out, and before I left to go back to my family's table, I looked up in the corner of the little playroom. It was a camera. I'm not gonna go into the ethics of a camera recording a kid's playroom, but there is most likely video footage of kid me getting stuck in a claw machine. I think that's where I get my love of arcade games from. I never got caught, probably because I didn't win anything. Okay, next item is a snow globe. I got this in primary school, like year 3, before the other stuff, yada yada yada. Our friend was moving, and they went on holiday before, and the only person they got something for was me, and it was this snow globe. I can't remember their name, but I wonder if they remember me. If I didn't have this snow globe, I might have forgotten myself. Okay, I'm gonna level with you. I set up Christmas lights in my room, and I've kind of barricaded my closet, so I only got one more before the video ends. That is this memorabilia coin. I swear there's more. The coin is from the Big Banana, but I remember I got a stress ball that same year. Why isn't the stress ball in the bag? On the way back, My dad pulled over to get fish and chips. It was so cool to squish the ball. I was doing that. I didn't know how weak the ball was, but 2018 Thea must have been either strong or the ball was super weak, because as I squeezed the ball, it popped in the back of my dad's car. It was filled with like the cornstarchy flour type substance, so like a big radius around me was covered in white powder. All I can remember thinking is, my dad's gonna kill me. And thankfully he didn't, because I'm still here. Anyway, thanks for watching.